in a rhythm. Yeah,
Oop, I better leave
in
the
a
meeting.
rhythm. Yeah, in a rhythm.
I think that's how we have to start the show this week.
I do not feel like from that Tybo has the rhythm for his top 5 dance moves. I just don't believe in it.
You don't think I have the rhythm, my friend?
Don't think you have the rhythm for your top
Did
5
you
dance
see me
moves.
dancing on my wedding night?
Kind of. Your wedding night was a little bit of a blur.
That whole entire weekend was a bit of a blur.
It was a little bit of a blur.
Good weekend.
Great weekend.
Yeah, dude, I know how to dance. I got the rhythm. But I
mean,
guess we should just
you
keep
danced
building
well
the
enough
suspense.
that you did the haka at my wedding and then ripped your pants.
I did.
I mean, you get into it whether you're on beat or not. I don't know.
Please. I was a percussionist in middle school.
In middle school, okay. Didn't even make the
We
drum
got
line.
the beat. We got the beat.
Didn't even make
Yeah.
the drum line. This guy.
Wasn't motivated enough to play football.
We both.
Wasn't a priority in my life.
We both.
I didn't want to.
Fair.
There was a guy that was in the band. Wasn't on the drum line, but he was in the band and on the football team, and had to go like either perform in
Mhm.
your just like your football pants and your undershirt, or like go completely change and match the band and then change back. And didn't want to do that.
That's how we did it.
Trash.
Unless you started, then you didn't do halftime performance.
Yeah. But yeah, no, had no desire. But yes, I have rhythm.
We'll see.
Everybody back in the day wanted to be a percussionist, so the band teacher put you through like you further testing. Like he gave you like rhythm tests, and you'd have to differentiate which note was higher and which note was lower without looking at what keys he was pressing on the piano, because like you also percussionists also had to play the like xylophone bells thing. So like to even and it was just because too many kids wanted to be a drummer, percussionist.
Of course. It's the coolest thing in the band.
So like if you passed the rhythm test and there were still so many people, you had to go to the pitch test, which was very difficult. Very difficult. Because I mean he'd be pushing a key right next to the other one. He's like, okay, which one's higher, which one's lower? Like shit was hard. But I passed.
This guy. They're middle school.
Yeah.
Hey, he made it through the test though.
I did. I beat off a lot of other guys.
Nice. Common middle school occurrence for Tybo.
They need to do an
Practice rows
investigation.
weren't for nothing.
Yeah. Nothing was caught on camera.
That we know of. There's a lot of dudes getting beat off in the NFL or in the NBA.
I can imagine.
Well, nothing like
it's a common occurrence for athletes, I would think, but like especially in the NBA, the money they're making, man.
Well, do you remember the story about the Suns from a few years ago?
No.
There was like seven of them. They got topped off by one girl. She went on a podcast and talked all about it.
Gross.
Do remember hearing about that?
Like right after a game too. Nasty bitch.
Oh.
To get off that, but did you all see Rudy Gobert got suspended for the first play-in game? Did not play.
I thought it was for the season.
Is that why they lost?
No, they were playing a lot better without Rudy Gobert, but his interaction was the weakest thing I've ever seen him do. And
I thought it was for the season, not just for the game. I thought they had suspended him for the rest of the year, regardless of their outcome in the play-ins.
Well, it was for the first one. I don't know if he's still off the second one yet or not, but possibly they played a lot better without him. But
I mean, how do you trade 5 first-round picks for a guy that you
and
suspend
4 players.
and 4 players and suspend him for like it's one where you either are getting ready to get rid of him or I don't even know. That is such a bad look, not only on Rudy for the instance that happened, but that is a bad look on the front office to trade all of that for him and then turn around and suspend him because of a little scuffle.
Well, did you see the scuffle?
I saw the scuffle. I
It was
also
the
saw
weakest scuffle ever.
exactly that's what I was saying. Like you push
And
somebody
they're
on the
more so
sideline,
punishing him for how weak it looked. It's like if you're going to
how
get
it
in a
should be.
scuffle, like be a man about it.
Pull a Draymond Green, malice at the palace.
Oh, whoa.
Let's get down and dirty.
Those are the same thing, man.
Yeah, Malice at the Palace, freaking a fan got punched.
Yeah.
That's fine. They deserve it these days. They deserve it now more than they did back then.
Especially in Boston.
Always in Boston.
Well, I
There's a
know
lot of shitty things
TyBob.
about Boston fans.
I know TyBob didn't watch any basketball last night. Tybo, did you watch any basketball and hear anything about it?
Lakers won and the Hawks won.
Yep. Lakers are
Right.
finally in the playoffs.
Well, they got to win again, right?
Nope.
No?
They're the 7th seed
Nope,
now.
they're the
They got
7th
the
seed?
Grizzlies.
Okay.
They started out the season 2-10.
I would actually love to see LeBron kick Dylan Brooks out of the playoffs.
I think a lot of people would.
I don't necessarily care about what's gone on with Ja this year, but Dylan Brooks has emerged as a persona that I absolutely cannot stand. So, not even a LeBron fan here. Like I've talked my shit on LeBron since he started. I've always thought he's too cocky. He's also kind of a little bitch when it comes to flopping and selling fouls. But I would love to see his Lakers knock Dylan Brooks right out round one.
Did you guys see Dylan Brooks' fit the other night?
That's one of the reasons why I can't stand him.
More importantly,
The
did you see his
long
hair?
Oh,
Yeah.
it is awful. The long flowing hair with I don't even know. It reminded me a lot of what Kuzma does.
Cal?
Oh, Kyle Kuzma?
Just ugly garb.
I mean, he got into a little Twitter fight today with Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, the battle of the mids on Twitter, right where it needs to be.
Because they did not make the playoffs.
Did the Wizards ever make the playoffs?
I don't think they
I think
have.
like what, twice
Long
with
time
John
ago.
Wall?
John Wall and Brad Beal
Two or three
early
times
on.
under John Wall, and then that was like kind of it.
They've made it as like an 8 seed a few years back, but nothing good. Nothing good at all, man.
So who all's in the NBA? I haven't paid any attention. I probably won't pay any attention because the 7-game series takes way too long, especially for bad teams.
You want to hear the matchups instead?
Well, we got the Bulls and the Raptors who are playing right now,
That's the
but I'm
play-in
assuming
still.
that's still the play-ins. So what do we? Let's hit the playoff bracket here. Go ahead, give me the matchups.
Right now, we have Milwaukee facing off against Miami or the winner of this game, which whoever Miami versus the winner of this game is going to play Milwaukee. Cleveland Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks. Knicks are somehow a 5 seed. Did not expect that from them. We got the Sixers going up against the Nets. That shouldn't be too bad of a matchup there. We got Boston going up against Atlanta to round out the Eastern Conference.
That's even good after losing Kyrie and KD. I know obviously they've been playing better, but
well, the Eastern Conference is just trash as well, so you don't have to be super, super good to make it there. And then the Western Conference, we have Denver facing off against the winner of Minnesota and the Pelicans and Thunder game.
Is Denver actually ever going to do anything?
They're gonna make it to the second round at least this year. That's all I can tell you. Don't think they're gonna make it past that, but who knows? They could. And we got the Phoenix Suns going up against the LA Clippers. That should be a pretty good matchup, actually, right there as well. We got the Kings versus the Warriors. The Kings, the first time in the playoffs since I believe
16 years.
something like that. It's been a very long time. This is the first time they've been on ABC since 2007.
Ooh. Now they're a 3 seed. Do they have any shot of making any sort of waves in the playoffs?
If Andrew Wiggins did not come back for the Warriors and Steph Curry got hurt somehow right now, they could, but Wiggins is back and Curry's not hurt. So
Wiggins is back, but is he playing? How well is he playing? I mean, the dude was out for 3 months.
I don't know how long it was it was like 20 some games, but yeah, I don't know.
You guys hear the story behind Wiggins? Tybo, did you hear why Wiggins was out
Oh, that's not the story.
for so long?
That's not the story.
That's not the story. What's
No.
what's the real story?
His father was having very serious medical issues.
Well,
He had a lot
that
of
is sad.
family medical issues.
That is sad. Hopefully his dad's all right, and that even as unfortunate as that is a much better story than what Twitter was throwing around.
Yeah, I just wanted to get out in front of that and stop that.
I'm glad you did, because that story is out of control.
Can I? I'm not informed on that. Can you fill
So
me
there
in?
was I clearly don't follow basketball, but when it's on Twitter, there's drama. It's pretty fun.
I pick and
So the sport
choose,
itself,
is what you're saying.
the sport itself, boring. The beef and the drama that comes from NBA is pretty cool.
Top tier. Top tier.
The rumor that was going around was Andrew Wiggins' baby mama, the girl he has been with since I believe college, was sleeping with his best friend, and Andrew Wiggins' kid is actually his best friend's kid with his baby mama that she did not tell Andrew Wiggins, and Andrew was raising that child as if it was his own, unbeknownst to him.
Where does Twitter get this shit? Who has the audacity to just like
Who
make
has
up?
the creative mindset to come up with some of this
I
shit?
mean, people will do anything to tear somebody down, man. And if you're blessed with a creative mind, you got two paths you can walk. Okay.
Go make some money off of it instead of clickbait on Twitter. Jeez.
All right, now that you know the
live your life
playoff
with honor.
matchups, who you got? Resident basketball fan TyBob.
Playoffs. I wasn't paying attention when you told TyBob the matchups.
Well, I mean, you know teams anyway, so just take a guess, man.
My want to see win would have to be Sacramento. Just come out of nowhere with players that don't belong to be in the playoffs.
Light the beam.
Don't belong to be there in any shape or form. I would very much like to see them win. Obviously, the team to make the finals and have the best chance to win is Golden State, and everybody back, everybody healthy. They shoot lights out. Nobody can stop them from anywhere on the court. Small ball, regular ball, doesn't matter. Warriors in 4.
Against anybody? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You really think the Denver Nuggets can hold a torch to Steph Curry and the Warriors when they've got everybody back? There's no shot.
I think they do have a shot. They have Jamal Murray back this year. They have Michael Porter Jr. this year.
For now. Those dudes do like to get injured when it matters the most.
If when it matters the most is like all the time for Michael Porter Jr., sure.
I want to know. I want to know
Bulls,
from you guys. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I mean, Bulls Raptors is in the fourth quarter right now. I'm surprised to see. I mean, I didn't think the Raptors would be in this spot to begin with. Just looking off their roster, I guess Pascal Siakam is actually decent. Who would have thought? I mean, I understand he played an important role in their championship, but I didn't think he was going to amount to much as the leader of a team. Like he's one of the better players on that roster for sure. So I'm just amazed at the Raptors being able to keep themselves in the playoff race. But and then the other 9 versus 10 seed game tonight is Thunder Pelicans, which both of these, I mean, the Raptors Bulls is tightly contested. I'm sure Thunder Pelicans will probably be pretty similar because these are the very mid teams in the NBA. You had the Atlanta Hawks, who at some point in the season they were like the last however many games they were 2-2, 4-4, 8-8, 12-12, 24-24. Like they were the absolute mid, like they're even in their record. So, the better basketball I feel like is going to come later. I just hope it's not quite like last year's playoffs where they're like all the games were blowouts.
Yeah,
there was a lot of games that were decided by like the end of the third quarter, and the fourth quarter wasn't even worth watching.
The games that were good were just for one game.
Yeah, there weren't like series fulls of good games.
Sean, did you say the Clippers and the Suns were matched up?
Yep.
So you've got KD.
That'll be fun.
Versus Kawhi, who has yet to make it out of the first round of the playoffs with the Clippers. Kawhi, correct?
No, they've made it out of the first round.
With Kawhi playing?
Yes.
Okay. So then they haven't made the Western Conference Finals. I know that. With Kawhi, Paul George, in this will be what, year 4? Who wins that matchup? Who's coming out?
I believe Paul George is still out right now. And I don't think Russell's going to be good enough for the Clippers in the playoffs for them. KD is just way too good. Suns are just way too good in general. I just hope to see the Suns lose in tremendous fashion later on in the playoffs, so Chris Paul will not get a ring.
I'd like to see Chris Paul get a ring as long as it means KD doesn't get a ring.
You don't want KD to get another ring?
KD won't win another ring. He could only do it by being a traitor.
I mean, the Suns are, on paper probably look like one of the best teams in this playoff bracket.
Oh yeah.
So
on paper,
if Chris Paul gets a ring, KD gets a ring. Like that's
KD has a weak mentality. He's not strong enough mentally.
Okay, guys.
It's hard for me to bet against them right now.
So, Tybo, who do you have in the finals?
Preferably, I want to see Philadelphia come out of the East, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be Boston or Milwaukee again, I feel like. West, it's the Lakers.
Could you imagine that?
LeBron's going to make it to another finals.
No. After watching him play last night in the play-in, there's no way he makes it that far.
They won.
They won, but it was one of the worst endings to a basketball game I've ever seen.
It's rigged for him, man.
It is. What's going to get ratings? LeBron in the playoffs.
Back in the finals.
Year 20, baby.